Okay, today's video is about my number one tip for family travel. Now, you might have traveled some this summer and you might be thinking about what could have made it better or what made it worse or what you wish you had done differently. I know for us, we went to Yellowstone. I'll put a link in this post about Yellowstone, but it was kind of rough. We had no Wi-Fi for an extended period of time. We were all together. I have two teenagers and it was rough. So I wrote a post about what I think is the number one tip for having a good time on family travel. But before I tell that, I wanted to tell a story from when we went to Disneyland last fall. So we were all getting ready, walking into the park. We always try and stay close enough to the park so we can walk. And we're walking there and everyone's trying to, walk quickly. I'm like, come on kids, let's go. And this guy decides to zoom up the side with his 3-year-old in an umbrella stroller, which, by the way, why would you bring an umbrella stroller to Disneyland? Don't you want the storage underneath? That was surprising. Anyway, he goes zooming up the side on his umbrella stroller, and you know what's gonna happen. He hits one of the cracks, kid goes flying in the air, literally flying, and lands thump on the sidewalk. Dad falls into the bushes. You could hear all the moms hold their breath. Little girl's totally fine. She gets up, she goes over to her dad, and his wife was steaming. You could literally see the steam coming out of her ear. She was so mad. Why did you do that? Why was it so important that you had to rush up the side? And look what happened, you idiot. And so that was our first day at Disneyland, and it really made me think. I had really wanted to make that trip special. I have a senior in high school now, and I know that our trips to Disneyland with all 5 of us are limited, and I just wanted to have a really good time. We didn't have little kids anymore, we didn't have naps, we didn't have all those other problems, so I knew that a lot of how good of a time we were going to have was kind of based off of me and my attitude towards the day. And I utilized our number one tip, which is forget how much it's costing you. I know that it seems like family trips can be so expensive and it's such a big chunk of your family budget, but the reality is it is a big chunk of your family budget if you have a bad time, and it is a big chunk of your budget if you have a good time. And so if you just go in thinking, I've already paid, this trip is free, and we're just getting as much fun as we can out of it, I feel like I don't put as much pressure on my kids about riding all the rides or getting as much fun into the day as we can humanly handle, which is what my problem seems to be. I want to be new ride. Let's ride all the rides 600 times. And that doesn't do our family any favors. So that Disneyland trip, I decided to feel like the trip was free and just enjoy our day. It clearly was not free. It was expensive, and always in the back of my mind when we're buying food and things like that, I'm always like, ugh. But, buy the things your family wants, enjoy the trip, because you aren't going to have that time back again. So once you make the decision to go on a family trip, decide to let the money go. That's my best tip for you guys today. So I hope you guys can use that in your next family trip, and I will talk to you later. Bye.